be showing you guys how to play All the Small Things by blink-182 on the guitar. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my patrons for voting on this song for this month's patron pick. If you want some voting power in the songs that you see me teach here on my channel, make sure to check out my Patreon page because that's where you can do that. I also wanted to shout out Positive Grid for sending me their Spark Mini amp, which I will be using in this tutorial today. I'll make sure to link any settings and stuff that I'm using in the description box down below if you do want to play this on electric. With that being said, here is the overview of what I'll be covering in this tutorial. I will be showing you guys two ways to play this song, one on electric using power chords and one on acoustic using open regular chords. So make sure to stay tuned for whichever of those options you want to learn. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. Alright guys, so if you want to play this song with open chords, you only need to know 3 of them, and we're going to start with our C major, which looks like this and sounds like this. By the way, if you don't know how to read these chord charts you're seeing on screen, I do cover how to do that in my free beginner course right here on YouTube, so make sure to check that out. The next chord shape is our G major. And then the last chord you need to know is your F. Of course, to make this a little more beginner friendly, if you're struggling with bar chords, you can also play this as an F over C. So go ahead and pick which of those Fs you like better. But that's how you would play through the entire song. You would just need those 3 chords. All right guys, so if you want to play this song with some power chords, let's go over those now. We're going to start with our C power chord, or C5. It's gonna look like this and sound like this. And something you can do if you're struggling with not strumming this top E because it should be muted is you can take your first finger and kind of intentionally reach it a little bit over the A string so you can kind of lightly touch the low E, and that will mute it for you whenever you're strumming down. From here, we're going to just jump over strings. So we're going to move all of our fingers up one string, and this is going to be our G5 or G power chord. The last chord is our F power chord, or our F5, and you're just going to scoot your entire hand shape down to the 1st and 3rd frets. Alright, and so the whole song is going to be used with just these 3 chords. Those are the chords for power chords. Alright guys, so go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really get these chord shapes under your belt. Whether you want to do the open chord shapes or the power chords, I think both sound really good with this song. My recommendation is if you're playing on acoustic to maybe do the open chords, and if you're playing on electric to do the power chords. But really you can mix and match and do whatever you want. So go ahead and just memorize these chord shapes and practice transitioning back and forth between them. And then when you're ready to go, we can talk a little bit more about the strumming. Alright guys, so for this strumming pattern, it is easiest to count it as an 8th note pattern. So basically we're going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you're going to do a down strum on each of those beats as we call it out. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 down. All down strums, essentially 8 down strums per measure, and you can use this strumming pattern for the entire song. Now really quick before we move on, I am going to highlight some of these arrows green, and what that is going to notate is just the beats that I want you to accent. So what I mean by accenting is we're going to strum those green arrows with a little bit more of a forceful strum. Like you don't want to strum too hard where your strings are buzzing, but you just want to make it a little louder than the other strums around it. And when we do that on the correct beats, it'll make the rhythm part of this guitar sound a lot more like catchy, a lot more punchy. So let me show you with some accents. We would have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so hopefully you can hear how those green arrows are a little bit more pronounced. So if we put this together with our chords, we're going to start with our C chord. So for example, the intro, we have C G to F. All right, and hopefully you can hear those accents in there. If you can put those in, it does kind of dress up the guitar part. So when we speed it up and put everything together, including those accents and chord changes, it'll sound like this. 1, 2, ready, go. So that's just an example of the song. One last thing I want to show you that you can do again on both acoustic and electric is to add a palm mute. So if you don't know what that is, I'm basically taking the side of my hand that has my pick in it and I'm ever so gently resting it right above where the bridge is on my guitar. And if you kind of lay your hand there as you strum, it should mute your strings a little bit to the point where they're kind of more dampened and just quieter. And if you have that going with those accents, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that, it can really, really like pronounce the strumming pattern, which will sound a lot more punky, kind of like the song is. And what I like to do is actually add this palm mute into the verses. So let me pull up the verse. We have a C to G to F, back to G, all right? And so if we add the palm mute with the accents in there, you can hear how that kind of makes the vocals stand out a little bit more. 1, 2, ready, go. All the small things, true care, true brings, I'll take one lift, your ride, best trip, all right? So anytime I come across these verses in the song, I do like to add a palm mute, and then when I get into the choruses and the bridge and every other part of the song, I will just let it ring. All right, but I am keeping those accents in the entire time. So that's what the palm muting and accenting and strumming and everything sounds like on acoustic. Really quick, I will show it to you on electric as well, but remember all of the techniques and everything are the same. So let me just show you really quick what it would sound like on electric. All right guys, so like I said, the strumming pattern is going to be the same whether you are on acoustic or electric guitar, but let me just quickly show you what this would look like on electric using some of these power chords. Again, we just have all down strums, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm still adding those accents, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, and you can basically use that for the entire song. Now regarding palm muting, you actually can still palm mute on the electric as well. So same thing, I'm just taking my right hand and laying it on the strings where I'm using my hand to strum with the pick. And if you lightly rest them there, they will do that same palm muting action. So whether you're on acoustic or electric, you can add the palm mute as well. And same thing, I like to palm mute the verses while I let the rest of the song ring. Now just a little bonus, if you do want to use these power chords, something you can do is take that C5 chord that we learned, and if you take that exact same shape and shift it up to your 8th and 10th frets, it kind of gives that octave feel from the lower C. And so basically what you could do is go from this to this and then head back down to your G and your F. All right, so the whole thing would be like this, slide, down a string, slide. All right, totally optional, but if you do want to add that 8th, 10th slide, I do think that sounds a lot more like the original. But basically, like I was saying, the strumming is exactly the same as I showed you on the acoustic. You would just apply it here with these power chords on electric. All right guys, so like I said, the strumming pattern is going to be the same whether you're playing the open chords or the power chords on acoustic or electric. It's the same strumming rhythm. So go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really get that under your belt. Make sure to get it as fast as you need to go to make it sound like the song. It can be very fatiguing if you're not used to strumming this quickly, so make sure to just give yourself time to practice that and get that up to speed. But once you get that down, there's one quick little thing I wanted to show you that's super easy to do but really fun to add in, which is that little solo line during the bridge. So let's go ahead and talk about that. All right guys, so really quick, if you do want to do that kind of solo line you hear during the break halfway through the song, it's super easy to do. If you're doing the open chords on your C chord, basically all you want to do is pick the B string with your first finger down for that C chord. You want to pick that on an up pick, and then you're going to pick the open G string next door on a down pick, and you're just going to do that back and forth. We have up on B, down on G. Super easy way to do that little solo line. And basically what you want to do is do that for 3 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. And then on this last measure, you just want to lift off your index finger, and we're going to play that open B string and then back to the G string. All right, so for the last measure we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you know, if you're having a friend play the C chord and one of you wants to do the solo, it's super easy. You would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, open through 3, 4. And you would do that for the entire time the bridge is going while someone else is playing the chords. So super easy to do that little solo there. All right, and if you want to do that solo line during the bridge on your power chord version, you want to pick on an up strum the G string, which has your pinky on it. Okay, then you go next door to your D string on a down pick, and that has your ring finger on it. Okay, so we're basically going back and forth between our G and our D string with our pinky and our ring finger, right? And it's just like acoustic. We're going to do this for 3 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Then for this next note, you're going to take off your pinky and instead put your middle finger down on the 4th fret. All right, so we're going to go from here to here. So again, like with acoustic, we have the same counting. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. All right, and that goes right in the middle of the song during that kind of like solo section, the bridge there. But basically, it's just something fun you can add in if you are playing with a friend or you want to do that solo line. That being said, I think that's the last thing I wanted to show you with these chords. All right guys, so this is the only part that's a little bit different whether you're playing the open chords or the power chords, but basically if you want to do the solo line, then go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and take as much time as you need to really get that down. The alternate picking of up and down is really helpful, so if you can get used to that motion as well, you'll use that a lot throughout other guitar songs that you'll learn. But once we have everything put together, the chords memorized, the strumming pattern down, you have the solo line, then let's go ahead and put all of that together to play through the song. 1, 2, ready, go. All the small things, true care, truth brings. I'll take one lift, your ride, best trip. Want to have fun jamming through the rest of this song with me? Yeah! Then make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can unlock access to this as well as all my other fast track and play along guitar tutorials. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description box down below. If you enjoyed learning this song with me, then you should definitely check out this video. Not only does it have a super similar vibe and feel, but it's just as fun and easy to play, so I will see you over there.